Yo, what's happening, y'all? 53 has been announced. It's probably subject to change, maybe. Again, this might not be the final thing. They might got a move or two left. Who knows? Or this might be the real thing going into Philly. So we're going to look at it. We're going to talk about it for a little bit. I ain't going to be here too long. I just want to see, what's going on because I haven't looked at it. So y'all going to get my initial reaction in regards to the 53. I did see one cut, which was Deuce Vaughn, which is a mistake. But the way they treat him, I think he just need to go ahead and find greener pastures elsewhere because the Dallas Cowboys with Mike McCarthy and Schottenheimer do not know how to use a back like that. And there has been film out there on how to use a back like that. But these so-called coaches, they're not doing what they said that they doing. What are you doing when you watching film? I thought you're supposed to continue your education throughout your career. How is it that y'all are struggling to find ways to utilize Deuce Vaughn in a correct way? Like, it's common sense. When we look at Darren Sproles, right? It's common sense to, okay, let's put him in them type of situations, right? There's proof, right? Deuce Vaughn, out of all the running backs, pass protected with heart. Little dude came through, putting his body through cats. He can catch the football and he can run the football. Like I said, the only knock on him is his size. He's better than Blue. He's better than Sanders. He's better than Maffa? And he's better than Javonte Williams. But when you see cats, when you got a coaching staff or multiple coaching staffs who are against him, right? People think, oh, he a bust. He never panned out, when in reality they don't know how to utilize him. And he was really never given a fair shake. So hopefully, right, I think if Andy Reid get a hold of him, if he go to the Chiefs, watch. If he go to the Chiefs or he go to any team that needs an outside punch, watch. A good team. You need a coach that know what he's doing. And the Dallas Cowboys have a coach that don't know what he is doing. But anyways, man, let's get into it. So the reserves, IR, PUP, NFI, Mingo, Turner, Siobhan, Butler, DeMarvion, I would have expected that. The two quarterbacks, Dak Prescott, Joe Milton. I mean, I expected Joe Milton to be the backup. No matter what they say, I expected him to be the backup because in all reality, you could just get the sense that they really want Joe Milton to be the quarterback eventually, right? So hopefully they understand that if he ever had to be in a situation of play, you're going to have to adjust that offense a little bit to his strengths. But I expected the quarterback situation the way it was. Like I said, we ain't worried about what these other scrubs talking about. It's common sense, man, when you look at the roster and who this coaching staff like and what it is and the moves, why they make them. So, tackles. Tyler Guyton, Terrence Steele, Cornelius, Thomas. Did I expect that? I for sure expected the first three. Cornelius, I mean, shoot, it is what it is, right? More than likely, right? When Tyler Guyton come back, Nate Thomas will be the swing tackle or something, So, but yeah, that's pretty much predictable. The interior offensive line: Smith, Tyler Smith, Cooper Beebe, Tyler Booker, TJ Bass, Brock Hoffman. I expected all of that. right? So I guess it came down to Cornelius versus Austin Richards. I seen that they made a trade in regards to Austin Richards today. They sent him to Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore gonna use him. I think the Cowboys lost in that, right? I think they sent Austin Richards in a 7th for a 6. I'll be honest with you, that just wasn't a smart deal. Austin Richards, they pretty much did Kellen Moore a favor. They worked him at multiple spots. He's not a tackle; he's a guard for sure. But you know, someone that can at least swing at both guard spots, and if they needed him to start in the pinch, he could probably go start a few games. If not, maybe be a little okay starter for Kellen Moore, especially the way they want to run the ball. So, I think that was a steal. Well, I wouldn't say like a steal, like he's some hella fire player, but I say the Saints won in that deal. Israel getting cut was surprising. Yeah, especially in regards to what they need in that DB. Yeah, I definitely could see that, Dallas fan. Man, in regards to what Israel showed in them playoffs, man, when we was going against Tampa and the Niners, man, the opportunities that he got since then, I don't get it. I don't get it. They also never played him into his strength. He's not a full-time corner, right? He not he like a tweener. He a tweener. Give him an objective. For instance, right? I wouldn't even call him like a Byron Jones. Give him something like, all right, we focusing on this today, on this game. That's not what you're gonna do the whole season. But this week you focus on tight end. This week I need you to focus on such and such. This week I need you to. That's him. Give him a specific focus, and he gonna do what he do. And I thought that you could have used that, especially since you got a tweener trying to break the bank right now. Micah, the one-trick pony trying to right, Dak. Right, Dak even said it. Jerry tried to overpay him, and he turned it down. I'm very interested to see what that number is. I'm very interested because I know Jerry gave him something. There's one thing Jerry gonna do. One thing Jerry gonna overpay. Ask Dak Prescott. He gonna overpay. And cool thing about it is whether they plan on working this out or not. Hey, this is August 26th. They got a game in what? That next Thursday? And he ain't got no practice time? Man, if you planned on paying him, Jerry, what he want or whatever y'all do, this ain't good for them soft tissue injuries. That's all I'm gonna say. This ain't good. Like I said, I wouldn't like. And then I seen the clip when old boy talking about he don't have to break the bank because he prioritized winning. Well, what happened? Jerry claimed, right, that he offered him the highest non-quarterback contract. And you want more? What have you done? What are you going to do to even justify that you even deserve that type of contract? Nothing. I'll send that boy somewhere else and let some other team deal with that, man. For real. Let them deal with that. You could change the trajectory of your team with this trade. I think Jerry, in the back of his mind, not only is he playing hardball in his negotiations, but I think Jerry, deep down inside, understands. Like, what you gave me, I think, especially like with Dak, I think I can do better. But if I can't do better at this point in time, then okay, let's pay you. And then, how dare you, Micah, think you gonna big boy me? Like when you see what's going on with Shador and all that, how dare you think you gonna big boy me? You gonna fall in line. You ain't gonna just do what you do, talk the way you talk, and thinking that you just gonna punk me. I'm Jerry Jones, goddammit. You know what I'm saying? So So, that's what we got going on in this. The longer they wait, the worse it's gonna be. Facts. Facts. And I was looking at Dante Fowler. If you want to be honest with you, Dante Fowler a better pass rusher than him. From a skill set point of view, for sure. So Hunter Lipke made the team. I expected that. Running backs, Javonte Williams, Jaden Blue, Miles Sanders, Phil Maffa. I mean, we kind of expected that. I mean, the writing was on the wall in regards to Deuce Vaughn. They drafted Jaden Blue, so evidently Jaden Blue was their guy. You know, Javonte Williams was the vet. Miles Sanders was the vet. They wanted the vets, and they wanted their guy that they drafted, and they liked the way Phil Maffa runs the ball. This equates to how I would expect a Brian Schottenheimer offense to be looking like with the running backs. I'm not surprised. Tight end, Jake Ferguson, Luke Schoonmaker, Brevin Spann-Ford, bum-ass tight ends, for sure. Wide receiver, CeeDee Lamb. They're gonna have to find him a better tight end, real talk. CeeDee Lamb, Pickens, oh my God, Tolbert, Turpin, Flournoy. I did expect Flournoy to be there, but I would have thought that they would at least chose Brooks over Tolbert. Why they keep bringing in what? Special teams, maybe what? Trying to block whatever the case may be. I don't think it was much in regards to the comparison of them probably choosing Tolbert over Brooks. Tolbert is a scrub. He's a bum. I seen Hunter Renfrow get cut. Hunter Renfrow is a perfect wide receiver for Dak Prescott. If you're looking for a safety zone, see, he's been missing Cole Beasley since Cole Beasley left. And if you want to go ahead and try to replace Cole Beasley, I think you should bring in Hunter Renfrow. He's already been knocking off that rust. Continue to let him knock off that rust in camp. Man, I think Hunter Renfrow can definitely be like your number 2 wide receiver. You already missed out on old boy from the San Diego Chargers. The Chargers. Y'all know who I'm McConkey. Remember I told you about McConkey. I said, man, McConkey is the perfect wide receiver for Dak Prescott. Go back and look at my video. I said this. Look at McConkey doing over there with Herbert. But the Dallas Cowboys do not know how to evaluate talent. They suck. They suck. Don't agree with Cut Deuce Vaughn, but it's not surprising. Yeah. We're going to see. They think he a vet that's going to turn around, Dallas fans. So we're going to see how he run that ball week 1. Tell him don't sit over there and go hard on the Eagles and then be a scrub for the rest of the year. Malik Chris said, Baltimore Ravens will take Micah Parsons off your hands. Well, Malik, please do. What are you going to give me? We would love for you to take Micah Parsons off of our hands. What are you going to give me in return is the question. But we would love for you to take him off of our hands. You know? Johnny Wood said Holden was a mistake. Yeah. I personally would have just tried to develop him. I would have took him over Tolbert. Tolbert, to me, absolutely does nothing. You know? So, yeah, I definitely can see where you're coming from on that, Johnny. Are you on Jerry Jones' side or Michael Parsons' side? I'm on nobody's side. But if I had to pick just for the heck of it, I'm on Jerry Jones' side. From a businessman point of view, right? Why wouldn't I want to get something in my favor? If I'm Michael Parsons, why wouldn't I want to get the most out of him? Your pockets, you know what I'm saying, don't, you know what I mean? It doesn't dictate to what I do. So Micah has every right to go ahead and seek the most money that he can. He should, right? I just don't think Dallas should give it to him. Let Baltimore give it him. Let Malik Chris and him give it to him. But from Jerry Jones, like, why should I, what I mean? Like, why should I pay? What you done for me? What you're going to do for me? Them questions that I would ask. So, Jerry Jones has his right. Micah got his right. But the way Micah going about it, though, it's some suckerification going on in that. The way he going about that, it's some suckerification. So yeah. But then wide receivers are straight trash. Defensive end / edge: Parsons, Fowler, Nealon, Izaraku, Houston, Sam Williams. I expected all of that. There ain't no. I mean, we talked about this, I believe, last line. Like, we expected pretty much all of this. I don't see no surprises. I don't see no surprises yet. So, I expected all of that. I personally would be, especially in regards to what the defensive coordinator tried to do, I would hope he gets some sense and start playing Nealon at D tackle. He's a D tackle, not an end. Defensive tackle, speaking of, Osa, Solomon Thomas, Mozzie, Toa, Perion Winfrey. Interesting. See, like I said, with Perion, he was just inconsistent. He showed flashes at Oklahoma, but it was inconsistent, So maybe he can step up. He got an opportunity, but he ain't going to have many opportunities. So if he's sucking, he up out of there. Jake Toa, of course, we expected that. Mozzie, they don't want to give up on that boy. They keep thinking that this 2-3 year window of development and deep tackle. Look, Mozzie not going to be nothing. I don't get it. I don't get how somebody's saying something, because I don't get it. Yeah, Mozzie, man, let's be patient. Let's give him another year. Let's see if he can develop. What in that tape do you see that you even want to give him another year? You're wasting time. You're wasting time. You got people cutting first round picks after the first year, but you're trying to give Mozzie Smith, who have shown no type of flashes that he deserved, some more chances. That's crazy to me. Linebackers: Leofau, Sanborn, Murray, Clark, Shamar James. Unfortunately, I'm not surprised with that. I personally would have cut Damone Clark because he's a scrub and he's soft and he's not what a linebacker should be. But maybe that's more of special teams. But me personally, I wouldn't be playing no Damone Clark, especially after what he got did against that Buffalo game. Yeah. Yeah. Doesn't make sense to overpay Micah. Whew. Yeah, that's true, Dallas fan. That is true. That's a lot of money to be paying out. Then you got to pay Tyler Smith. And then they may be interested in playing Bland. And then you got Diggs on the payroll. And then you just gave Osa a little something. So that means you're going to have to go ahead and have some cheap contracts. And you're not getting good production from your cheap contracts. You just pay J-Hop. So, I guess. Michael turned down a lifetime of money. Jerry was going to treat him like Emmett and Michael lifetime. Yeah, it probably was. And the way Michael go about his business, that benefits Micah. He's, what I'm saying? Like, he talking about life after the football. I remember the words that came out of his mouth said that he don't really see him at this point in time playing football past 30 years old. So evidently that should tell you that a long career in regards to being about winning and just loving football, that's not in his heart. He trying to get his money and get up out of there. So he gonna try to get paid here and then maybe try to get paid one more time, whether it be another extension or somewhere else. He gonna try to get paid. He want to get in, get out. He working on his after career stuff in regards to Bleacher Report and being on the podcast, right? And so, like, what better is to go ahead and set that up? If he was a real smart businessman, not only would he go ahead and work it out with Jerry, but look what type of market you in, and look what type of look what type of game. If you really look at it, Jerry know how to work that media. I'm talking to Jerry. I'm getting Jerry's resources. I'm right. You know what I'm saying? if you're looking for after the career, like you're in the perfect spot with Dallas. Or else you gonna go for that? Who better than Dallas when it come down to this? But he's not the businessman that he claimed that he is. And he don't let Foe really out business him. You know what I mean? Because sometimes point in time, you gotta shut up. You down here throwing a little fit like a little punk. You know what I'm saying? Like that ain't gonna get it done. You lay on the table. Come on, bro. Like, come on, like, look at your body language. Your body language, your actions, you're just immature. Why would I pay somebody that's immature, not a leader? He doesn't come up in big games. He only plays good against scrubs. He's a cancer in the locker room. You got vets who don't really put it down, and he's trying to go ahead and go against them first year. I mean, you can just look at so many factors in regards to why he don't deserve the money and why Micah paying him will be a mistake. But we'll see what Jerry Jones gonna do. Cornerbacks, Diggs, Bland, Elam. Oh wow, Booth made it. Childress, Kalen Carson. I would have thought that they would have tried to replace Booth, but maybe that's more of a special teams type thing, maybe. But either way, whoa. Y'all get ready for that. They say that Diggs might be back a little early, so maybe that kind of plays in to them maybe not being aggressive into the cornerback market. I don't know when Carson's supposed to be back. I would assume that he's supposed to be coming back pretty soon. So they will have Carson and Diggs back in the mix with Elam and Bland. So I would take it that they would be happy in regards to that, even though I wouldn't be. And I guess the next will probably be maybe Childress in the fold. Maybe they will. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, I would expect maybe Childress. See, this is where to me Israel comes into play. Because safeties, you got Hooker, Wilson, Wanye, Marquise. I mean, we expected all that. See, this is where I'm taking out Booth and I'm putting Israel in there. Special teams and somebody that's at least a better body in regards to what you would expect and in regards to your secondary. Funny, right? Specialist, Aubrey, Anger. See, I mean, so yeah, there ain't no surprises here. This is what I expect. That's why, to me, y'all, I'm gonna be honest with you. This was probably the preseason where I really didn't pay much attention because I already knew what they were going to do. There may be one or two moves that be like, but it's not surprising. There wasn't no real battles. Did y'all ever get a sense in camp that there was some real battles going on here for positions? I didn't get so. Even though this so-called battle at fourth wide receiver, I never got that. I always knew Milton was going to be my backup. So, I mean, I'm not surprised. Frank Gore Jr. cut from the Bills. That's interesting. But I'm telling you, man, what I would do, I'm looking at Renfro. I would really bring him in, Renfro, for sure. I seen Kyle McCord. Shit, why can't I bring him in as my third quarterback? Kyle McCord. See what he got. I would. Kyle McCord, Renfro. Very interesting, though. Like I said, y'all, I'm going to say this again. Just like we kind of talked about it with McCarthy when he first came here, right? Let's talk about it with Schottenheimer. Look, Schottenheimer is going to run the ball. He is going to run the ball, but his passing is very basic. You're going to see a little bit of the opposite with what Mike McCarthy does, but it's still going to be very basic and very average. And then, I mean, I don't know if he sees Dak Prescott in the same light as Russell Wilson, but if he does, he gave Russell Wilson the keys to like improvise. From what I remember, Do you really want folk improvising? Do you really want folk improvising and being responsible? Do you, because there was times, right? Even though they ran the ball, I'm telling you, it was just very basic. What? Play action. They ran the ball, boom, short passing game. What's his name? Run a vertical. What's his name? Run a little corner. Like it was CD would probably be running slant. I'm telling you, it was hella basic, bro. Y'all thought that y'all probably was pissed at Mike McCarthy. The only way that y'all may not be as pissed is because they're running the ball a little bit more and probably going to be running the ball a little bit better because they do got them big boys in the middle. So they should be able to win a few games just off of being able to be a little bit more physical than another team. But when them real teams come, you're going to see. You're going to see that Basic got them the number one offense in 2023 and 2024 was Basic. What did they win? You're talking about Dallas, huh? How did that look? How did that look? How did that Basic offense look against good teams? Or are you talking about them lighting it up against the Chargers and the Patriots and the Giants? You talking about that? Come on, man. Let's stop looking at statistics and start looking at what we really see on the field. Let's use our brain. How did that look against good teams? Dak audible out of plays according to Kellen Moore. Woo! He should have ran what Kellen Moore ran, because if you run what Kellen Moore runs, you're going to win a Super Bowl. If you run what Kellen Moore runs, you're going to win a Super Bowl. Kellen Moore, see, look, this is what I respect about Kellen Moore, though. Kellen Moore, see, this is how I know Kellen Moore even grew as a play caller. Kellen Moore, bro, you don't have to get fancy. When you got something elite, why get fancy? Keep it basic. He kept it basic. Hey, just get Saquon the ball. Hey, Jalen Hurts, use your legs. Off of that action. Boom. Let's go ahead and get Smith and him a bomb. Doomsday, what's happening? What I'm saying is the Eagles had the 23rd ranked passing offense and won a Super Bowl. Dallas is too pass happy. Well, also that goes to personnel, though. It can also go to circumstance. Because clearly, right, clearly, when I look at that Eagles offense the whole year versus what the Dallas Cowboys did, that Eagles offense looked a whole lot better at 23 than what that so-called top 5 offense you talking about looked. Is what I'm saying. So y'all telling me the whole year you gonna take that Dallas Cowboys offense over what Philly did the whole year? What is we basing these rankings off of? See, I don't look at rankings. Effectiveness, situational play. Okay, 3rd and 1. What you gonna do? I'm gonna hand it to Saquon. Go get the thing. Let's move the sticks. Keep it simple. Let your players do what they do. You can't, you can't look at statistics. When it comes down to the NFL and other statistics, man, statistics don't tell the whole story, and they can't lie to me. I don't understand why you would cut Trayshawn and keep facts. We were just talking about that, Doomsday, or cut Israel. Come on, we were just talking. We were just talking about that. We 100%. We 100% agree with you, Doomsday. We 100% agree with you. Kellen Moore stuck to his guns. Facts. 49ers scared Dak Prescott to death. Same with Green Bay. Facts. I agree. I agree with everything you're saying, but Philly did the opposite and took the ball out of Hurts' hands. I mean, but there was but look at this though. When Hurts had to make a play, he made a play though. Yeah, you don't want Hurts throwing the ball 40 times. I mean, Hurts is not that quarterback, so I get what you're saying. Do you want Dak throwing the ball 40 times? No. But do you pay Dak Prescott if you got to go ahead and give it to him 40 times? You better be out there doing what you do. Does he do it? No. So if that's the case, then why get a boy 60 million if you don't want the ball in Dak Prescott hands all the time? If I'm gonna pay you like that, then if I ever had to throw the ball 50 times, you can still win me a game. Can Dak Prescott win a game consistently against good competition, throwing the ball 40 plus times? The answer is no. We done messed around and didn't had some good running teams. What did Dak do? Choke. He choked. If I'm not a lot of our playoff games has to deal with us coming back, other than a couple of them, especially against Green Bay. You know, put Dak Prescott with the Eagles. Do they win? No, they do not win a championship. I promise you. I promise you. If you put Dak Prescott with Philly, they do not win that. I promise you. Jalen Hurts, when it come down to his mental, is on a whole nother level. They could talk about, oh, Dak Prescott could throw this ball and all of that. That's the same ball that Jalen Hurts threw that was on the money to Devontae Smith in that Super Bowl. That's the same ball that Dak Prescott kept missing to Brandon Cooks. Ooh. Ooh. Low. What's happening? Facts. Facts. Run the heck out of that boy. Since they want to do college, man, she'll do it. Let's shoot. Get that boy double digit carries. Sure. That's what he like. That's probably what he want too. I would. And shoot. Eagles gonna run the ball a little bit with Hurts. Lamar and them gonna run. Josh Allen gonna run. Why would we be sitting over here throwing the ball that many times with non-pocket quarterbacks? You know? With non-pocket quarterbacks. Yeah, they gonna have to yeah, they will have to that offensive line, they will for sure gotta play that ball control. Just dominate TOP every game. Dominate TOP. Patrick Mahomes wouldn't be Patrick Mahomes in Dallas. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. That's a fair point. That's a fair point. But Patrick Mahomes would be better than Dak Prescott in Dallas. And Andy Reid wouldn't have won them championships with Dak Prescott. Patrick Mahomes ain't no sucker when it come down to the clutch. A lot of the times, man, people looking for this ingredient physically when the ingredient that they fail to look at is mentally. It's mental. Dak Prescott don't got it mentally. I don't care how much he threw. He could throw for 5,000 in a year. But it's gonna come to a point in time where he got to make that one play under pressure and he gonna fold every single time. Mental. Football ain't all just physical now. The mental game. Yeah, and that's why they shouldn't have paid him. And now Michael wants to be paid. Yeah, you got a point, Hazzy. You got a point. You got a point. It comes down to their best play when it comes down to Jalen Hurts. It's the tush push. Yeah. Sure, we got we got the big boys up front and Dak, right? How big is Dak? 230 or something like that? Sure, we should be tush pushing with Dak. Sure. you know, we should be tush pushing with Dak. They've been running that play for a few years and can't nobody execute that thing. Crazy, huh? Crazy. Dak should be running the ball double digits too, regardless of his leg or not. And he ain't the fastest, so he should still be. You know what I mean? He should be running that ball too. We should be running the ball, and he should be running the ball too. If you're gonna go ahead and just be one read Dak, we'll take off. Go get us 4 yards. Run and get us 4. Slide. Why is we throwing that pick? Why was you throwing that dumb ball? Why is we taking that sack when you had that lane open earlier and you could have got us 3-4 yards? Now it's third and short, second and short. Now we faced with second and long, third and long. Yeah. And a lot of that too with Dak, he just scary. He just scary. A lot of that too come with that mentality too. Just scary. He said Alex Smith after he got his leg folded up. Cold game. Cold game. Yeah, he just scary, man. We done paid 60 million to a scary quarterback. Scary. Just scary. Okay, you got hurt. All right, so shoot. Shouldn't the last thing you be doing is standing in the pocket, being blind to the pocket the way that you do? Especially with Terrence Steele blocking for you and you dropping back 30 plus times? Okay. Hey, that was just a freak injury that happened over there with the Giants or whatever. But if you're gonna play football, play football. Because if you weren't gonna do what you're doing, then you should have been taking your craft more serious. You should have been taking the mental game more serious. I honestly don't think Dak Prescott takes the mental game serious the way that these people want to go ahead and say. I don't. I don't. I don't think he takes the mental game as serious as people want to say that he does. It shows. You were what, a 10-year vet? It shows. It shows that you ain't been putting the work mentally, man. Jalen Hurts got better. Y'all remember a couple years ago when I told y'all we was looking at film and I just seen Jalen Hurts, man. I'm like, yo, Jalen Hurts got better. He got better. How many times we look at it and say, that got better? They should have let the game for a time to get his hair right after his brother passed. Yeah. He should have did something. Cause he should, man. He just not the I know they want to appoint him the leader. He just not that. Just not that. They want to give Micah the appointed leader. He just not that. CD, he not a leader either. And nobody else gonna step up to the plate. Diggs ain't no leader. You talking about when he was out there stepping back or whatever? When he so-called had that hammy? Hey, Malik, y'all can go ahead and take Dak Prescott off our hands too. You know? Y'all can take Dak off our hands too. Y'all want that? Lamar ain't gonna win. Lamar ain't gonna look. What Lamar gonna do for y'all other than give y'all highlight plays? Y'all go ahead and let Cooper Rush go ahead and get in the game in the playoff game. And y'all gonna tell me, y'all gonna see a difference. Y'all gonna see the difference in moving the ball. You'll see. You'll see. That's what we've been saying all along. Y'all let Lamar get y'all to where y'all need to go to the offs and let Cooper Rush finish it off. Watch. And then you got Derrick Henry running that ball. Oh, he good. He good. He good. He good. He good. I ain't really looked at your team, but I don't really see y'all doing too much though. It just y'all have opportunities, and Lamar he just ain't it. When it come down to seeing what he need to see at that quarterback position, he just ain't it. Especially if y'all got Burrow in the mix. You got Burrow in the mix. Y'all don't want that fade. Y'all don't want that Burrow fade. Y'all don't need that. Y'all don't need that. Y'all don't need that. Burrow got weapons. Let them go ahead and get a couple more pieces on that defense at the deadline or whatever. Y'all don't really want that. Y'all don't really want that smoke. I'm telling y'all. Y'all really want that smoke, man. Burrow coming to play. But yeah, with that Israel and that Deuce Vine. Like I said, at quarterback for that third, I'm looking at Kyle McCord, though. I'm telling you. I'm looking at Kyle McCord bringing him in for a whole year. Let's see what's up. Telling you, I'm looking at Kyle McCord. But this front offense, but what's up with this Will McClay? You know, they were all trying to give him all the he got all the so-called power, and they giving him all the praise. And what he doing? What he doing? What is he doing? Very gonna be interesting. Gonna come down to the decision making of your quarterback when he play good games. Your play caller definitely gonna have to go ahead and step up. We're gonna have to be physical this year on that offensive line. We're gonna have to lean on some cats. If you want to have a shot, this team got to lean on somebody. They got to lean on somebody. If they're not leaning on nobody and they throwing the ball again, it's not gonna work. If you can get Dak Prescott to throw 30 or less, you good. You good. The max is 30. If you have a game where he throw 20 sometimes, it means you're doing your Dougie. Unless you throwing picks or whatever, then turn the ball over. Or they didn't dominate your defense, especially up the middle, because you ain't got no heart up the middle. This team really need a D tackle, That's going, hey, man, ain't nothing coming up here. Y'all gonna have to bounce this thing out. Ain't nothing coming up here. That's what this team need. And guess what? You giving up a 7-round pick ain't gonna solve that. man, you're going to have to spend a little bit. You're going to have to give up some assets. Like you didn't give up some assets to go get Pickens up in here. But we going to see. But anyway, yeah, I just wanted to come stop by, man, and chop it up with y'all in regards to this thing, man. We're going to get up out of here, man. Till the next time, y'all. We get ready to start preparing for Philly. We get ready to start preparing for Philly next week. Be tuned. Stay tuned. Gone.